The creation of the Gunsmoke cast was a meticulous process, with each actor's role carefully chosen to fit the show's vision. For the part of Marshal Matt Dillon, producer Charles Marquis Warren wanted a seasoned actor who could embody the character's strength and wisdom. He found his match in James Arness, a former soldier and occasional movie actor. Arness' imposing height and quiet intensity made him an ideal fit for the role, which he would play for the entire 20-year run of the series. Selecting the right actors to play the supporting roles was equally crucial. Dennis Weaver, a relatively unknown actor at the time, was cast as Chester Good, Marshal Dillon's loyal deputy. Weaver's endearing awkwardness and genuine warmth won over the producers, and he would remain a beloved member of the cast for 6 seasons. The role of Miss Kitty, the proprietress of the Long Branch Saloon, was initially offered to several established actresses, but none seemed quite right. Eventually, the producers turned to Amanda Blake, a young actress with a few film and television credits to her name. Blake's radiant beauty and feisty spirit made her the perfect choice for the role, which she would play for 19 seasons. As for the part of Doc Adams, the town's wise and compassionate physician, the producers initially considered several high-profile actors. However, it was Milburn Stone, a veteran character actor with decades of experience, who ultimately won the role. Stone's world-weary charm and effortless authority made him a fan favorite, and he would remain a fixture on the show until his death in 1974. The chemistry between the cast members was evident from the start, with each actor bringing out the best in the others. The camaraderie on set translated to the screen, creating a believable and engaging world that captivated audiences for 2 decades. From the moment the show premiered in 1955, it was clear that the cast of Gunsmoke was something special, a group of talented actors who would leave an indelible mark on television history. The director of Gunsmoke, Charles Marquis Warren, brought a unique vision to this classic TV series. With a background in westerns, Warren was no stranger to the genre. He had a clear understanding of the stories he wanted to tell, and the characters that would bring them to life. Warren's approach to directing was hands-on, working closely with the cast and crew to ensure every detail was just right. He believed in collaboration and encouraged input from all involved. This created a positive working environment and helped to elevate the show's quality. One of Warren's creative influences was the classic Western films of the 1930s and 1940s. He drew inspiration from directors like John Ford and Howard Hawks, incorporating their visual styles and storytelling techniques into Gunsmoke. Warren's use of wide shots and natural lighting gave the show a cinematic feel, setting it apart from other TV westerns of the time. Warren's direction was also heavily influenced by his military background. Having served in World War II, he brought a sense of discipline and structure to the set. This helped to keep production running smoothly and ensured that the show maintained a consistent tone and style. In addition to his visual style, Warren's approach to character development was also noteworthy. He worked closely with the actors to create fully realized characters with their own strengths, weaknesses, and motivations. This attention to detail helped to make the characters in Gunsmoke feel real and relatable to audiences. Warren's collaborative approach extended beyond the cast and crew. He worked closely with the show's writers, providing feedback and suggestions to help shape the stories. This collaboration resulted in a show that was not only entertaining, but also thought-provoking, addressing social issues of the time in a nuanced and sophisticated way. In summary, Charles Marquis Warren's directorial vision was instrumental in bringing Gunsmoke to life. His unique blend of cinematic visuals, character development, and social commentary helped to create a classic TV series that continues to resonate with audiences today.
And off, and he robbed the army, and Jed shot Chester, and...
Gunsmoke, a groundbreaking TV series that first aired in 1955, became a classic in the world of television. The show, which revolved around the life of a small-town marshal named Matt Dillon, captured the hearts of millions and ran for an impressive 20 seasons. Throughout its tenure, Gunsmoke featured a variety of memorable characters, each with their unique quirks and personalities. One of the most beloved characters was undoubtedly Chester Good, played by Dennis Weaver. Chester's loyalty and devotion to Matt Dillon, along with his comedic relief, made him a fan favorite. Another unforgettable character was Miss Kitty Russell, portrayed by Amanda Blake. Her strength, independence, and mysterious past kept viewers intrigued for years. But Gunsmoke wasn't just about entertainment. There are many surprising, humorous, and even heartbreaking facts about this classic show that you might not know. For instance, did you know that the show's original title was Gunsmoke the Westerners? Or that James Arness, who played Matt Dillon, was actually taller than John Wayne, who was initially considered for the role? Throughout its run, Gunsmoke tackled many serious issues, including racism, alcoholism, and domestic violence. These storylines were often shocking and thought-provoking, leaving a lasting impact on viewers. Now, we want to hear from you. What are some of your favorite memories or personal experiences related to Gunsmoke? Did you have a favorite character or episode? Share your stories and memories in the comments below. We can't wait to hear from you. As we delve deeper into the history of Gunsmoke, we promise to uncover even more fascinating facts and stories that will leave you in awe. So, stay tuned.
There's nothing wrong with Tom Burr, except he's a coward. He wants to fight you. I don't believe it.
In the mid-1950s, a new television series, Gunsmoke, made its debut, captivating audiences with its compelling stories and authentic depiction of the Old West. The production of this classic brought about unique challenges and called for innovative solutions in set design, locations, and logistical aspects. Set in the fictional Dodge City, Kansas, the creators of Gunsmoke aimed to immerse viewers in the raw and gritty atmosphere of the American frontier. To achieve this, the show's art department crafted intricate sets that exuded the rough-hewn charm of the era. Saloons, hotels, and Marshal Matt Dillon's office were all meticulously designed to reflect the architectural styles and materials of the time. One notable aspect of the set design was the use of forced perspective, a technique that creates an illusion of depth and space. By constructing sets with diminishing sizes, the production team managed to make the sets appear larger and more expansive than they actually were. When it came to filming locations, Gunsmoke took advantage of the diverse landscapes of Southern California. The show's producers sought out locations that could accurately represent the vast plains, rugged mountains, and dusty trails of the Old West. Many scenes were filmed in the picturesque Alabama hills of Lone Pine, California, which provided a fitting backdrop for this classic Western. However, filming in these remote locations presented logistical challenges. The production team had to transport cast, crew, and equipment to these often isolated areas, which required careful planning and coordination. Additionally, the unpredictable weather conditions of the region added an extra layer of complexity to the production process. To overcome these challenges, the production team relied on innovative techniques and technologies. For instance, they employed mobile generators to provide power in remote locations, allowing them to film without being tethered to a traditional power source. Furthermore, the advent of portable sound recording equipment enabled the crew to capture audio on location, rather than relying on post-production dubbing. Despite the challenges, the production of Gunsmoke proved to be a resounding success. The show's authentic set design, breathtaking locations, and innovative production techniques helped to create a captivating and enduring vision of the American frontier.
Marshal, maybe drag me.
Well, now, just wait a minute now, Dolly.
But I promise it won't be easy.
Reflecting on the classic television series, Gunsmoke, it's hard not to be impressed by its lasting impact on the Western genre. Debuting 1955, this show broke boundaries and set new standards for what a Western could be. The show's main character, Marshal Matt Dillon, was brought to life by actor James Arness. With his imposing height and stoic demeanor, Arness embodied the strong, silent type that came to define the classic Western hero. Over the course of 20 years, he would appear in all but a handful of the show's 635 episodes. But Gunsmoke was more than just a one-man show. The talented ensemble cast included Amanda Blake as Miss Kitty Russell, Dennis Weaver as Chester Good, and Milburn Stone as Doc Adams. Each character brought their own unique perspective to the show, adding depth and nuance to the world of Dodge City. The show's writers deserve credit for creating such memorable characters and compelling stories. They tackled a wide range of topics, from issues of morality and justice to the complexities of human relationships. The show's longevity is a testament to the quality of its writing and the enduring appeal of the Western genre. Of course, no discussion of Gunsmoke would be complete without mentioning its iconic theme music. Composed by Wilbur Hatch, the theme song is instantly recognizable and sets the tone for each episode. It's a fitting introduction to a show that has left such a lasting mark on television history. In the end, Gunsmoke remains a classic example of the Western genre at its best. Its characters, stories, and music continue to resonate with audiences today, making it a true timeless treasure.
I reckon the burr must have fell out. The burr doesn't just fall out. Sure looks like this.
In the 1950s, Gunsmoke, a groundbreaking TV series, made its mark on the Western genre. The show's music, both the score and soundtrack, played a significant role in setting the tone for this classic. Composers and musicians worked diligently to create music that complemented the narrative and emotional depth of Gunsmoke. To begin with, the show's main theme song, Gunsmoke, was composed by Rex Curry. Its haunting melody, played on a harmonica, perfectly encapsulated the show's themes of law, order, and the harsh realities of the Old West. Curry drew inspiration from traditional Western music, blending it with contemporary styles to create a unique sound for the series. The score, composed by CBS's in-house music department, was equally significant. Led by conductor Lud Gluskin, the team created music that heightened the tension and drama of each episode. They used a mix of orchestral and experimental sounds, such as the eerie theremin, to create an atmosphere of mystery and intrigue. Interestingly, the musicians often recorded their parts separately, with the final product being mixed together. This allowed for a more precise and controlled sound, which was crucial given the show's limited budget and tight production schedule. Moreover, the soundtrack featured a variety of popular songs from the era, carefully selected to enhance the storyline. For instance, in an episode where a character reminisces about their past, a sentimental ballad might be played. These songs not only added emotional depth, but also provided a sense of familiarity for the audience. In an interview, Curry shared his approach to composing for Gunsmoke, stating, "I wanted the music to reflect the raw, untamed spirit of the Old West, but also the humanity of the characters." This balance between ruggedness and vulnerability was a defining characteristic of the show's music. In conclusion, the creation of the score and soundtrack for Gunsmoke was a collaborative effort involving composers, musicians, and music supervisors. Their work significantly contributed to the show's enduring popularity, providing a rich auditory backdrop that enhanced the narrative and emotional tone of this classic TV series.
It's a pretty nice thing your husband's doing for this Mike Postle.
Oh, you heard about it, huh?
Yeah, Nate was telling me.
Wow. Mike's not...
In Spanish-speaking countries, Gunsmoke is known as La Ley del Revolver or the Law of the Revolver. This classic Western TV series left a significant impact on the genre and its audience. Two of its cast members, James Arness and Dennis Weaver, were inducted into the Hall of Great Western Performers of the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in 1981. Their exceptional performances in Gunsmoke played a crucial role in solidifying the show's status as a timeless Western.
Well, the next time you will be sure it's him, and whether he's there or not.
Are you finished? Are you all through?
Well, now it's not going to help you to get...
In the 5th season of this classic, Gunsmoke, an episode titled "The Jailer" stands out for its iconic scene. The story revolves around a ruthless jailer, played by Albert Salmi, who takes control of Dodge City. The jailer's chilling performance leaves a lasting impact on the audience. Salmi's portrayal of a man driven by power and fear is both intense and authentic. He embodies the character's menacing nature, creating a palpable tension that permeates the screen. Director Ted Post masterfully crafts this scene, using low-key lighting and tight camera angles to heighten the sense of claustrophobia and dread. The dimly lit jail cell becomes a stage for a power struggle, with the jailer holding all the cards. Cinematographer Frank Redmond's use of shadows adds to the scene's ominous atmosphere. The play of light and dark mirrors the character's internal struggles, creating a visual representation of the jailer's tyranny. According to Post, The Jailer was a challenging episode due to its intense emotional demands. He recalls, "Albert Salmi was a powerhouse. He brought a raw intensity that made the scene unforgettable." Salmi himself reflected on the experience, stating, "It was a tough role, but I enjoyed every minute of it. The tension, the fear, it was all there." This iconic scene from Gunsmoke has resonated with audiences for decades, a testament to the show's enduring appeal. It's a chilling reminder of the corrupting influence of power, a theme that continues to resonate today.
No.
Seems kind of funny. Me warning you about him.
In the casting process for Gunsmoke, both Denver Pyle and Raymond Burt were considered for the role of Matt Dillon, which eventually went to James Arness. Pyle, however, appeared in 14 episodes of the show in various roles throughout its run. Arness's portrayal of Dillon remains significant, as he held the record for the longest continuous role on primetime television for 20 years, only recently tied by Kelsey Grammer. The admiration for Gunsmoke extended beyond the screen, as cast member Buck Taylor named his second son Mathew after Arness, and his third son Cooper Glenn after Glenn Strange, who also appeared on the show. This anecdote highlights the profound impact of the series and its cast on their colleagues and viewers alike. Indeed, the legacy of Gunsmoke continues to resonate in the world of television, leaving a lasting impression that transcends generations. The show's enduring appeal lies in its compelling storytelling and unforgettable characters, making it a classic that still captures the hearts of older adults today.
To help me sail. Maybe I can.
Gunsmoke, the groundbreaking 1955 TV series, left an indelible mark on American culture and society. The show, set in the fictional town of Dodge City, Kansas during the late 1800s, resonated with audiences due to its compelling storytelling and complex characters. The show's protagonist, Marshal Matt Dillon, embodied the classic American hero, a man of few words, yet firm in his convictions. Audiences found themselves drawn to his unwavering sense of justice and his commitment to protecting the town's citizens. Moreover, Gunsmoke tackled relevant social and cultural themes of the time, such as the role of law enforcement, the complexities of morality, and the impact of westward expansion. These themes struck a chord with viewers, sparking conversations and debates about the nature of justice and the changing American West. The show's influence extended beyond the small screen, shaping popular culture in significant ways. Gunsmoke's depiction of the American West helped to solidify the genre's enduring appeal, inspiring countless films, books, and other TV shows in its wake. Furthermore, the show's talented cast, including James Arness, Amanda Blake, and Milburn Stone, became household names, paving the way for future generations of actors and actresses. In short, Gunsmoke's cultural and social impact cannot be overstated. The show's compelling storytelling, complex characters, and thought-provoking themes captured the hearts and minds of audiences, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to resonate today.
You really mean it, don't you?
I mean,
In the 1950s, two future Gunsmoke stars, James Arness and Dennis Weaver, had already shared the screen in Horizons West. Arness took on the leading role as Marshal Matt Dillon in Gunsmoke, while Weaver played Chester Good, Dillon's loyal friend and assistant. Milburn Stone, who portrayed the wise and experienced Doc Adams on the show, was known for his commitment to authenticity. He made sure that every medical scene and tool used on set was accurate and true to the time period. The popular phrase, "Get the hell out of Dodge," has its roots in Gunsmoke. The show's setting, Dodge City, Kansas, provided the perfect backdrop for the phrase, which was often used to order villains out of town. The phrase gained popularity in the 1960s and 70s, evolving into the current usage of telling someone to leave or go away. In essence, Gunsmoke was more than just a television series. It was a classic that left its mark on popular culture and television history.
Did it change his name?
Well, we're a long ways from California.
Well,
Gunsmoke, the 1955 TV series, was highly acclaimed during its time and continues to be celebrated as a classic in the world of television. The show's realistic portrayal of the Old West and its complex characters resonated with both audiences and critics. In the New York Times, critic Jack Gould praised Gunsmoke for its adult approach and superior acting. He noted that the show's characters are not just black and white, but shaded in between, and their problems are not simple but intricate. Audiences also responded positively to the show. According to TV Guide, Gunsmoke was the most popular show on television in its early seasons. Fans appreciated the show's gritty realism and its refusal to shy away from difficult topics. Gunsmoke received numerous awards and nominations throughout its 20-year run. The show was nominated for 18 Emmy Awards, winning twice for Outstanding Dramatic Series in 1957 and 1958. James Arness, who played Marshal Matt Dillon, was nominated for an Emmy in 1956, and Amanda Blake, who played Miss Kitty Russell, was nominated in 1967. The show also received critical acclaim for its writing. In 1959, Gunsmoke won the Writers Guild of America Award for Best Written Dramatic Series. The show's writers were known for their ability to create complex, multi-dimensional characters and thought-provoking storylines. These accolades are a testament to the talent and hard work of everyone involved in Gunsmoke. The awards and nominations recognize the show's exceptional writing, acting, and production values. They also highlight the enduring appeal of this classic TV series, which continues to captivate audiences today.
Just when I started telling you about them two buffalo hunters, they said just about the same thing, all stirred up over it.
In the TV series Gunsmoke, the Dodge House, Lady Gay, and Long Branch were not just fictional establishments. They were actual businesses located in Dodge City. This classic Western, originally produced for CBS by film crafters at the producer studio, is known for its realistic portrayal of life in the Old West. Before playing the role of Festus, Ken Curtis had a very different acting style. His mellow, lowbrow approach was reminiscent of character actor Strother Martin, who had appeared on several Gunsmoke episodes. In fact, Festus's accent and delivery were very similar to Martin's natural speech. In the early 1960s, CBS took over production of the show and moved it to Kellett Studios, which was then owned by Paramount Pictures. Around 1963, production was moved once again to CBS Studio Center, formerly Republic Studios, where it remained until the end of its run. Starting around 1970, CBS produced the series in association with the Arness Company. The show's syndication history is also noteworthy. It was originally syndicated by CBS Films, and then by its successor, Viacom, now Paramount Television. This classic Western has left a lasting impact on television history, and continues to be enjoyed by audiences today.
Gave him the money. Some men took your son. Hank tried to...
During the filming of this classic, Gunsmoke, the crew faced many challenges. Once, a severe snowstorm hit the set in California, causing delays and disrupting the shooting schedule. The cast and crew had to wait for days until the weather improved. To keep spirits high, they organized impromptu snowball fights and shared stories around campfires. James Arness, who played Marshal Matt Dillon, was known for his tall stature and gentle demeanor. He often went out of his way to make newcomers feel welcome, even offering rides to work when he noticed they struggled with long walks to the set. The show's theme song, composed by Rex Curry, became iconic. However, few people know that it was initially written as a temporary solution. The producers loved its raw Western feel and decided to keep it for the entire series. Amanda Blake, who played Miss Kitty, had a soft spot for animals. She often brought stray dogs and cats to the set, much to the delight of her co-stars. At one point, she even adopted a horse that appeared in an episode. During the early seasons, the show was shot in black and white due to budget constraints. This changed in 1966 when Gunsmoke transitioned to color, showcasing the stunning landscapes and costumes in a whole new light. Despite the hardships, the cast and crew formed tight bonds. They celebrated birthdays, anniversaries, and other milestones together, creating a warm, family-like atmosphere on set. These behind-the-scenes moments added depth and richness to the making of this beloved television series.
Your baby, man.
Baby?
Suppose you got hit in the head.
A baby? Doc, you know for a doctor you got an awful...
In the beginning, the first episode of Gunsmoke featured a message from John Wayne. However, tension arose in 1959 when James Arness, who played Marshal Matt Dillon, deliberately snubbed a meeting with Wayne for a role in his film The Alamo. The show's opening sequence, with Arness walking around Boot Hill, was taken directly from the radio series. Amanda Blake, who played Miss Kitty, spent almost a third of her life on Gunsmoke. Her connection to the show was so strong that she returned for the 1987 TV movie Gunsmoke: Return to Dodge. The show's impact resonated with audiences, making it a classic that endured for generations.
Cicero, get your hands off that gun.
Not hardly.
Do what I tell you.
Gunsmoke, a 1950s TV series, holds a significant place in film history. This classic Western, set in Dodge City, Kansas during the 1870s, brought a new level of realism to the genre. Its stories were more mature, tackling complex issues like racism and social justice, a departure from the simpler, more formulaic Westerns of the past. The show's influence can be seen in many subsequent filmmaking efforts. Its realistic approach to storytelling, character development, and moral dilemmas were groundbreaking. It paved the way for other Westerns and TV shows to delve deeper into complex themes and characters. Gunsmoke's impact is evident in shows like Deadwood and Justified, which also explore mature themes and complex characters. These shows, like Gunsmoke, use the Western genre as a backdrop to delve into human nature, morality, and societal norms. Moreover, Gunsmoke's influence extends beyond the Western genre. Its innovative storytelling and character development have inspired many filmmakers and writers across various genres. The show's legacy is one of pushing boundaries and challenging conventions, leaving a lasting impact on the film industry.
I'll take you back to Vicky.
Throughout its impressive run of 635 episodes, it's worth noting that a few episodes of this classic series shared the same title as others, such as Blood Money and Homecoming. During the final 10 years of the show, lead actor James Arness was battling severe arthritis, which worsened to the point where all of his scenes for each episode had to be filmed in a single day. This schedule allowed Arness to rest and recover between filming days. In 1971, at the height of the show's popularity, CBS executive Paul Roch considered airing reruns of the series during the daytime. However, when Roch was replaced by B. Donald Grant, the idea was abandoned in favor of other shows, including The Joker's Wild and The Price is Right, which went on to become one of the most successful game shows ever. The show's enduring popularity and cultural impact are a testament to its quality and longevity, making it a beloved classic among older adults.
I said to stay where you are.
Lady, I mean no harm.
After 16 seasons, the producers of this classic television series allowed Milburn Stone to choose Doc's first name. Stone selected Galen, inspired by an ancient Greek physician and medical researcher of the same name, who lived from 129 assistant director to around 200 assistant director. This name was first used in the episode Song for Dying, when Theodore Bickel's Song for Dying. When Theodore, character, the singer, referred to Doc Adams as Galen. Interestingly, Buck Taylor and Roger Ewing are the only surviving regular cast members of Gunsmoke as of Burt Reynolds' passing in 2018. Taylor's and Ewing's contributions to this enduring show have left a mark on its legacy, making it a captivating and resonant part of television history. The choice of Doc's first name, Galen, was likely influenced by the Greek physician and philosopher who shares it. This name has added another layer to the character's intrigue, making him even more intriguing to fans of this classic series.
Well, good heavens, I never expected to find you back here in jail, although
The cancellation of the classic television series Gunsmoke came as a surprise to its cast, with many of them learning about it through trade publications rather than from the studio itself. James Arness, who played the role of Matt Dillon, holds the record for playing the same character the longest on television, a total of 20 years. This results in 635 episodes of Gunsmoke, more than Kelsey Grammer's 467 episodes as Dr. Fraser Crane on Cheers and Frasier combined. Arness's portrayal of Dillon left a lasting impact on audiences, and his character remains iconic in television history. In Steven Spielberg's Duel, Dennis Weaver's character encounters a truck driver who walks with a stiff-legged limp, reminiscent of Weaver's character Chester Goode from Gunsmoke. This subtle homage highlights the enduring influence of Gunsmoke and its characters on the world of television and film. Amanda Blake held a unique position as the only female regular cast member throughout the long run of Gunsmoke. The show at one point was facing cancellation due to low ratings. However, CBS president William Paley, a fan of the series, reversed the decision. He moved the show from Saturdays to Mondays, taking the place of Gilligan's Island, and the show regained its popularity, returning to the Nielsen's top 10. Gunsmoke and the life and legend of Wyatt Earp played a significant role in ushering in the era of television westerns. By the end of the 1950s, up to 40 westerns were airing in prime time, demonstrating their immense popularity. This classic show and its contemporaries left a lasting impact on television history.
It's taking an awful long time. Well, there's more time than money in this world. That's the first thing I found out when I went into business.
Morgan Woodward holds the record for the most guest-starring roles on both Gunsmoke and Wagon Train, making him a familiar face in the world of classic television. Over the course of 20 seasons, the character Matt Dillon only shared a kiss with one woman, Michael Learn, in the 1973 episode Matt's Love Story. This notable moment in the show's history is a testament to the strong and stoic nature of the character. Years after the end of Gunsmoke, in 2005, Morgan Woodward attended a 50th anniversary celebration of the show's start in Dodge City, Kansas. The event was also attended by the wife and son of James Arness, who played Matt Dillon but was unable to travel. This gathering served as a reminder of the enduring impact and lasting legacy of this classic television series.
Thought that wasn't his.
Hello, Marshal.
Amanda Blake and Milburn Stone left lasting impressions on viewers through their memorable roles in the classic TV series Gunsmoke. Blake portrayed Miss Kitty Russell, while Stone brought the character of Doc Adams to life. In 1975, CBS considered renewing Gunsmoke due to its top 30 ranking and Babe Paley's fondness for the show. However, the network ultimately decided to cancel it, citing poor demographics. Medical Center, which was also on the chopping block, was renewed for another season instead. Despite the cancellation, the impact of Gunsmoke and the exceptional performances of Blake and Stone continue to be remembered and appreciated by fans of the show.
Why? What are you worried about?
You know what I'm worried about.
Briscoe, huh?
It's called...
Gunsmoke originally began as a successful radio series in 1952, created by John Meston and Norman McDougall. Many of the early television episodes were adaptations of Meston's radio scripts. The radio series proved to be popular, with over 400 episodes, and it continued until 1961. Milburn Stone, a key cast member of the television series, made a significant financial decision in 1961. He sold his residual rights of Gunsmoke to CBS for $100,000. Dennis Weaver, the first actor cast in Gunsmoke, shared his experience on the DVD commentary. He revealed that he was in the Bahamas filming a movie with John Wayne when the casting process began. Despite James Arness being considered for the role of Marshal Matt Dillon, Weaver was the first actor officially chosen for the series. This was because the production team started casting the other parts, and he had already been selected.
Days. Hadn't caused any trouble. Maybe he's changed.
In the 1870s, Gunsmoke unfolds a fictional world of law enforcement taking place in Kansas, which joined the Union in 1861. The central character, Matt Dillon, performs the duties of a town marshal or county sheriff, although he is depicted as a deputy U.S. Marshal. This classification is a result of the U.S. Marshal Service's role in providing local law enforcement in territories rather than in states. The iconic gunfight between Matt Dillon and an unknown gunman that opened every episode was filmed on the same main street as that used in High Noon. During one filming, as a joke, James Arness allowed the gunman to win, surprising everyone else. As the anti-violence movement gained traction in the early 1970s, the opening gunfight was replaced by Matt riding his horse. Over its 20-year run, Gunsmoke had only one constant presence, James Arness, who appeared in every episode. His commitment to the series remains unmatched in television history.
You read it, Mr. Dillon.
Buck Taylor gained fame as Newly O'Brien, the gunsmith in this classic series, a role he played for 8 seasons from 1967 to 1975. The search for the lead role of Matt Dillon was extensive, with 26 actors, including William Conrad and Raymond Burr, auditioning. John Pickard was almost cast, but his performance in a love scene with Miss Kitty fell short. James Arness, who resembled John Wayne, was ultimately chosen for the part, despite initial reservations due to industry advice. After a conversation with Wayne, Arness agreed to take the role, with Wayne introducing the first episode.
Come on!
Get your hands off me.
In the classic television series Gunsmoke, Dennis Weaver's character, Chester Good, was often mistakenly thought to be a deputy marshal. However, he was merely a helper to Marshal Matt Dillon. It wasn't until Ken Curtis joined the series as Festus Hagen that a deputy marshal became a regular character. The relationship between Marshal Matt Dillon and Miss Kitty Russell has been the subject of country songs, with references to the marshal never putting his boots under her bed or hanging his hat up at her place. This suggests a professional, rather than personal, relationship between the two characters. Contrary to popular belief, John Wayne was never offered the lead role in Gunsmoke. In 1955, Wayne was one of the most popular movie stars in Hollywood, and would not have been offered a television series at that stage in his career. This urban myth likely stems from Wayne's existing fame and his similarity to the character of Matt Dillon.
He said that he was a very charming man. The funny thing about it is that
In the classic television series Gunsmoke, Dennis Weaver's character, Chester Good, was often mistakenly thought to be a deputy marshal. However, he was merely a helper to Marshal Matt Dillon. It wasn't until Ken Curtis joined the series as Festus Hagen that a deputy marshal became a regular character. The relationship between Marshal Matt Dillon and Miss Kitty Russell has been the subject of country songs, with references to the marshal never putting his boots under her bed or hanging his hat up at her place. This suggests a professional, rather than personal, relationship between the two characters. Contrary to popular belief, John Wayne was never offered the lead role in Gunsmoke. In 1955, Wayne was one of the most popular movie stars in Hollywood, and would not have been offered a television series at that stage in his career. This urban myth likely stems from Wayne's existing fame and his similarity to the character of Matt Dillon. Dennis Weaver is best known for his role as Chester Good in the classic television series Gunsmoke. Interestingly, the name Chester Good was not always set in stone. On the radio version, Chester's last name was Proudfoot, but when the show moved to television, the producers were unsure if they could use the same name due to ownership issues. Parley Bear, who played Chester on the radio, spontaneously used the last name Good, which stuck for the television series. Another interesting detail about Gunsmoke is the name of Marshal Dillon's horse. While the horse appears in many episodes, its name is only mentioned once. In one episode, Festus refers to the horse as Buck, providing a rare glimpse into a small but significant detail about this classic show.
He won't talk, nor even look at you.
All right, get to the point.
In the opening sequence of this classic television show, viewers are greeted with a shootout that takes place on the same street featured in the Laurel and Hardy film Way Out West. The show is Gunsmoke, which aired from 1955 and became a staple of American television. The lead actor in Gunsmoke, James Arness, had a close friendship with John Wayne and appeared in 4 movies with him during the 1950s. Wayne also played a role in Arness's casting as the lead in Gunsmoke, as he personally recommended him for the part, and even filmed an introduction for the show's first episode. In addition to this, Arness was originally cast in Rock Hudson's role in The Undefeated, further showcasing his acting prowess. The series also marked the final film project for Glenn Strange, who played the part of Sam, the bartender. Strange's career spanned many years, and his role in Gunsmoke was one of his most well-known. In summary, Gunsmoke is a classic television show that has left a lasting impact on American television. With its memorable opening sequence, strong lead actors, and talented supporting cast, it remains a beloved show to this day. James Arness, who played the lead role in the classic television series Gunsmoke, was known to be self-conscious about his height. To minimize his towering stature on screen, certain measures were taken while filming. Arness is the only actor to appear in all 635 episodes of the show, which spanned over 2 decades. Prior to the television series, there was a radio version of Gunsmoke with a completely different cast. William Conrad played the role of Marshal Matt Dillon, while Georgia Ellis portrayed Miss Kitty Russell. Howard McNear was Doc Adams, and Parley Bear played Chester. Many were surprised when the radio cast did not reprise their roles in the televised version, with the exception of Conrad.
All right, some of you men take him out of here, will you?
Before becoming a co-star on this classic, Ken Curtis had a role as a sidekick on the series Ripcord. As for the part of Chester, Dennis Weaver didn't feel confident about his first audition. He asked for a second chance and decided to read the lines with his famous country accent, which ultimately won him the role.
About a year ago, brung old mountain gal with him.
His wife.
In 2005, a significant event took place at Los Angeles City Hall, honoring the life and career of a prominent actor known for his work in the enduring Western series, Gunsmoke. James Arness, who played the memorable character Matt Dillon, received a heartfelt tribute from the mayor, city council members, and the city attorney. The ceremony included a resolution featuring a U.S. Marshal's badge, acknowledging Arness's contributions to television and his unforgettable portrayal of a tall, brave lawman in the classic series. During Gunsmoke's 20-season run, the show's writing crew underwent several changes. When the creative team exhausted their story ideas, they were replaced with new writers to maintain the show's freshness and appeal. This practice allowed the Western drama to continue breaking records, becoming television's longest-running series. Another notable figure in Gunsmoke's history is Burt Reynolds. Long before his rise to fame, Reynolds competed against over 300 other hopefuls for a role in the series. His determination paid off when he was cast as Quint Asper, marking one of his earliest significant acting roles in a career that would span decades. These events highlight the lasting impact of Gunsmoke and the talented individuals who brought the series to life.
I've heard some talk, Chester.
Well, I sure hope that you don't have to face him.
I've never liked it.
In the long-running TV series Gunsmoke, actor Buck Taylor, who played Newly, received a job offer from Jack Lord for the role of Dana Williams in Hawaii Five-0. This happened simultaneously with his casting process for Gunsmoke, making it a significant crossroads in his career. The Brady Bunch children also made appearances in Gunsmoke. Christopher Knight, who played Peter, appeared in Season 14, Episode 10, The Miracle Man. Eve Plum, known as Jan, was in Season 14, Episode 18, Goldtown. Susan Olsen, who portrayed Cindy, had 2 appearances Season 14, Episode 8, Abelia, and Season 15, Episode 6, A Man Called Smith. James Arness, the only regular actor to stay with the show for its entire 20-year, 635-episode run on CBS, demonstrated exceptional commitment. Meanwhile, Milburn Stone, who played Doc, had a heart attack in 1971. Pat Hingle stepped in as Dr. John Chapman for 6 episodes while Stone recovered. This substitution ensured the continuity of the show during Stone's absence.
Yeah, I heard she said that. But she's lying. I don't know why she is, but she is.
Where were you when this killing took place?
In the classic television series, Gunsmoke, James Arness took on the role of U.S. Marshal Matt Dillon. Contrary to popular belief, John Wayne was the one who suggested Arness for the part, not the one who was offered it himself. Despite the show's many guest stars, only 11 Oscar winners ever appeared on Gunsmoke. Ken Curtis, who played Festus Hagen, declined an offer to appear in the movie Gunsmoke Returned to Dodge in 1987. This movie reunited several original cast members, including James Arness, Amanda Blake, Buck Taylor, and Fran Ryan. The reason for Curtis's refusal remains unclear, with some sources stating that he demanded double what Blake was offered, while others claim that producer John Mantley offered him an insultingly low salary. Regardless, Curtis was not a part of the reunion. In the initial development of Gunsmoke, John Wayne was the first choice to play Marshal Matt Dillon. However, he turned down the role as he did not wish to be tied to a weekly television series. Fortunately, he recommended his friend James Arness for the part, and Wayne even made a brief appearance in the pilot's on-camera introduction. During the filming of an episode titled A Man a Day in 1961, a peculiar detail was captured in the background. While Marshal Dillon and Chester conversed with a stable hand about a woman riding out, a tiny white airplane can be seen flying in the sky behind them. This subtle inclusion, visible several times in the shot, adds an interesting layer to this black and white episode. Before Amanda Blake became known for her role as Miss Kitty in Gunsmoke, she shared an apartment with Jan Shepard. Their living arrangement preceded Blake's successful stint in this classic television series.
Might have. You think it did?
What I think won't raise the dead, Marshal.
In a surprising turn of events, the cast and crew of the popular TV series Gunsmoke were caught off guard when it was canceled at the end of its 20th season. Everyone involved had anticipated at least another season, if not 3, and had even considered reaching 700 episodes. James Arness, who played Marshal Matt Dillon, is best remembered by the public for his role in this classic western. Interestingly, Arness had been wounded in his right leg during the Battle of Anzio in World War II, and worked hard to conceal his resulting limp. On the other hand, Dennis Weaver, who played Chester, deliberately chose to give his character a limp. This decision was made because Weaver believed that most Western sidekicks had some sort of weakness or handicap, making them less capable than the main character. It's just one of the many intriguing details that make Gunsmoke a must-watch for any classic television fan.
Doesn't give you any right to come stumbling out in the street, singing and carrying on and all. Stump.
Cactus Mack, a familiar face in Gunsmoke, had a notable role in the series during its final years. He was chosen by Dennis Weaver to co-star as Pa Cathcart, a hillbilly who kidnaps Miss Kitty with his sons. An injury during filming led to surgery and a hiatus, but unfortunately, he passed away 4 months later from a heart attack. Spanning 20 years and 635 episodes, Gunsmoke remains the second longest-running American primetime television series, surpassed by The Simpsons in 2009 for seasons, and in 2018 for episodes. The dynamic between Doc and Festus in Gunsmoke bears a resemblance to the relationship between Dr. McCoy and Spock in Star Trek. Both pairings feature a smart doctor and a country fool, with back-and-forth banter and an adversarial nature.
Well, I don't care whether I'm bleeding or not. I got hit right back there just as plain as any.
Buck Taylor, known for his role in the classic television series Gunsmoke, shared a positive relationship with his co-star James Arness. Taylor played the character Newly O'Brien in the show. Ken Curtis, another actor in Gunsmoke, first appeared as Festus Hagen in the episode U.S. Hagens during the 8th season. However, his initial appearance on the show was as Jesse Turnbull in the episode Exurbanites during the 5th season. Dennis Weaver, who played Chester in Gunsmoke, expressed regret for giving his character a limp. He didn't anticipate the extra effort required to maintain the limp in every scene. This just goes to show the dedication and hard work that went into making this classic television series.
Doc, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Dennis Weaver, who played Chester on the show, expressed in interviews that he had no regrets about leaving the series. The reason being, his character's actions and dialogues became repetitive. Weaver went on to take up lead roles in other television projects, including McCloud. When Gunsmoke first aired in the United Kingdom, it was known as Gun Law. This change required the opening title sequence to be refilmed. Comedy writer Dick Vosper, known for his similar height and build as James Arness, was chosen to double for Arness. As for James Arness, he never played the lead male role in a theatrical movie outside of Gunsmoke's various televised incarnations. In his theatrical films, he often acted alongside tall leading men such as John Wayne, Robert Ryan, and Jeff Chandler.
That's a good idea. I'll go with you.
Okay.
In the classic TV series Gunsmoke, Ken Curtis joined the show in 1962, portraying the character Festus General. Interestingly, Festus was introduced as having a twin brother, but this aspect was never revisited in the series. Curtis's portrayal of Festus was not limited to Gunsmoke, as he also played a Dodge City resident in the film Cheyenne Autumn. James Arness, who played Marshal Matt Dillon in Gunsmoke, had a remarkable military career before his acting days. In 1943, he received his draft notice and was assigned to the 3rd Infantry Division, participating in the invasion of Anzio. His service was marked by bravery, and he received several accolades, including a Bronze Star, Purple Heart, and the Combat Infantryman Badge. Despite his wartime injuries, which caused him difficulty with extensive walking, he continued to perform in movies and television shows. Curtis's character, Festus, was not the only role in which he was a Dodge City resident. In Gunsmoke, he played Festus from 1962 to 1975, and in the film Cheyenne Autumn, he was also a resident of Dodge City. This further solidified Curtis's presence in the town, both on television and in film. After starring in the final episode of Gunsmoke in 1994, titled One Man's Justice, James Arness decided to retire from acting at the age of 71. His portrayal of Marshal Matt Dillon had become synonymous with the show, which had been a staple of television for over 2 decades. Meanwhile, Amanda Blake, who played Miss Kitty Russell on Gunsmoke, made a significant financial decision in 1961. She sold her residual rights to the show for $100,000, demonstrating her business acumen and foresight. Ken Curtis, who joined the cast of Gunsmoke in its 9th season, received a prestigious honor in 1981. He was inducted into the Hall of Great Western Performers of the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum, an acknowledgement of his contributions to the genre and his enduring legacy.
He's not need a doctor, mister. In fact, that son of yours is liable to die if he...
James Arness, the lead actor in the classic television series Gunsmoke, held a political stance that contrasted with the views of Lady Bird Johnson, a notable fan of the show. Arness was a Republican, while Johnson was a Democrat. The longevity of Gunsmoke was truly impressive, with the show airing for 20 seasons and setting the record for the most seasons for a scripted primetime drama series on American television. This record was later tied by Law & Order and then surpassed by Law & Order Special Victims Unit. Milburn Stone, a cast member of Gunsmoke, received a significant honor for his work on the show. In 1981, he was inducted into the Hall of Great Western Performers of the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum. In conclusion, Gunsmoke's impact on television history is undeniable, with its record-breaking run and the recognition its cast members received. The show's legacy continues to be celebrated and appreciated by fans of westerns and television history alike.
Jeff right there on the prairie where I found him.
Go get that, will you?
Yes, sir.
In the radio version of this classic, a character named Chester went by the last name Proudfoot. However, when the show made its way to television, his last name was changed to Good. Interestingly, the actor who played Chester, Dennis Weaver, was a struggling actor in Hollywood in 1955. He was earning a mere $60 a week, delivering flowers when he was offered a role in the new CBS television series, Gunsmoke. His salary increased significantly over the years, and by the time he left the show, he was earning $9,000 a week. Another interesting fact about the production of this classic is that most of the windows on set did not have glass. This was a deliberate choice made by the show's creators, and it added to the overall aesthetic of the show. Dennis Weaver's role as Chester in Gunsmoke was not only significant for his career, but also for the show's success. His unique gait and memorable performance made him a beloved character, and he remained on the show for 9 years. His transformation from a struggling actor to a successful television star is a testament to his talent and determination.
You think he might try to make a break for it?
I hope not, but there's no way of telling.
In December 1958, the production of this classic television series, Gunsmoke, came to a halt for 4 days. The reason was that the lead actor, James Arness, had burned his eyes while using a sun lamp at home. When Dennis Weaver, who played Chester Good, announced his departure from the show, the director, Andrew V. McLaglen, suggested bringing in Ken Curtis to audition for the role of Festus. General McLaglen had previously directed Curtis in a similar role on Have Gun, Will Travel. Festus was given the position of deputy to distinguish him from Weaver's character. In the radio series, Miss Kitty Russell was depicted as a madam for prostitutes. However, in the television series, there were initially some hints at this. James Arness explained on the DVD commentary that after the first couple of seasons, they decided to eliminate these references to make the show more family-friendly. As a result, Miss Kitty became known simply as the lady saloon owner. In the classic television series Gunsmoke, the character of Doc Adams had a different first name depending on the version. On the radio show, he was known as Charles, while on the small screen, his name was Galen. Meanwhile, Ken Curtis is best remembered by audiences for his portrayal of Festus Hagen on Gunsmoke. His performance in this iconic role left a lasting impression on viewers, making him a beloved figure in television history.
Still no sign of a shod horse, is there?
In the long-running TV series Gunsmoke, which first aired in 1955, a shocking event occurred during its production. Actor Dennis Weaver, who played the character Chester Good, was involved in a tragic accident. While driving to the set, Weaver accidentally struck and killed a pedestrian who had wandered onto the road. The incident had a profound impact on Weaver, who was deeply saddened by the event. The production of the show was temporarily halted as the cast and crew grappled with the tragedy. Despite the accident, Weaver continued to appear in Gunsmoke for several more seasons, and the show went on to become one of the longest-running dramas in American television history.
And nothing at all. You just nothing at all.
Yes, I do. There's one thing I always do understand.
Did Gunsmoke leave a lasting impression on you? This classic TV series, which first aired in 1955, certainly made its mark on the world of cinema. If you've ever found yourself reflecting on this show and the memories it evokes, we'd love to hear from you. What was it about Gunsmoke that resonated with you? Was it the compelling characters, the gripping storylines, or the way it captured the spirit of the Old West? Did it inspire you to explore other films or TV shows in the Western genre? Whether you were a fan of the radio show that preceded the TV series or discovered Gunsmoke later on, we'd love to hear how it impacted you personally. Did you watch it with your family, or did you discover it on your own? Did you have a favorite episode or character? By sharing your experiences and memories, you can help keep the legacy of Gunsmoke alive for future generations. And who knows, your story might inspire others to check out this classic TV series for themselves. So don't be shy. We encourage you to share your thoughts, memories, and reflections on Gunsmoke with us and our community. Let's start a conversation and explore the enduring impact of this beloved TV series together. And while you're at it, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more cinematic explorations. We can't wait to hear from you.
I'm not quitting for you or for anybody else. I've had it too rough to give up